time to wave the white flag. Twitch has won the streaming wars. So for those who've been keeping up with the streaming world, recently Adin Ross and YourRage decided to leave Kick to go back to Twitch, but they are not the only ones doing so. Ludwig's coming back to Twitch, FaZe Swag is coming back to Twitch, Valkyrae might also leave, there's rumors about TimTheTatman, and today I want to talk about why, because although in 2024 Twitch is still not a perfect platform, things were looking pretty grim for the platform a couple years ago with a lot of their top streamers leaving for other platforms. The streaming landscape is so different now, but back in 2018, 2019, when the wars, in my opinion, started happening, Twitch was competing with YouTube and Facebook. Yes, Facebook. Kick wasn't a thing back then, Rumble wasn't a thing back then, TikTok wasn't either, like you couldn't live stream on Twitter, like the game was just completely different. Live streaming was just starting to take off, and a lot of these social media companies viewed this as an opportunity to, you know, be a big fish in a small pond. And with Twitch being the live streaming platform back then, YouTube and Facebook said, hey man, let's throw a bag at some of these creators so they can stream on our platform, bring their audience over, and hopefully we can become the kings of the streaming game.
For 2 years, YouTube gave the boy $4 million motherfucking dollars.
It's time for the next chapter. Are you ready for something new?
But YouTube offered me more money than Twitch. I'll just say straight up, they offered me more money. Both platforms had me streaming the same amount of hours. That was the original deal.
And then you add this on top of the fact that a lot of streamers were not happy with Twitch at that time. Honestly, a lot of Twitch streamers still aren't, but back then, boy, everyone was complaining. Everyone was making the downfall of Twitch videos. Revenue and sub splits were constantly changing. People were getting tired of the moderation on the platform and how it favored certain creators over others. A lot of their top streamers felt as if like Twitch wasn't really giving them any support or love.
And so I was happy with it, and I went to the guys at YouTube and I said, look, I want to hop on a call with you guys because I respect you. I think you guys are doing cool things at YouTube. I really do think that, but I'm going with Twitch. And they fought for me. And I realized in that moment that even though I've been with Twitch for 3+ years, even though people call me the golden boy of Twitch, I've never felt like the golden boy of Twitch. I've never felt particularly loved by Twitch. I love Twitch, but it hasn't been a two-way street. It sounds so selfish, right? Like I'm making a shit ton of money. A lot of people, I have a lot of fans. Everything's going well, but I feel like a whiny 8-year-old child who just wants some approval from a parent. And I never got that. I never got reached out to after the subathon. Not even like a, hey, you made us the most money anyone has ever made us in a month. Thanks. And none of that.
And also, from a pure product perspective, Twitch's discoverability and their user base was just flat out smaller than Facebook or YouTube. So when Facebook and YouTube started calling, they viewed this as an opportunity to be a bigger fish in a bigger pond, therefore growing their brand as a whole. So with the combination of these two factors, a lot of Twitch's top streamers left the platform. I believe Agent actually had to deal with Facebook back in the day. I know a lot of y'all probably don't remember that, but yeah, that was a thing. Corinna streamed on Facebook regularly, and then YouTube got Ludwig, Valkyrae, FaZe Swag. They got TimTheTatman. I believe they got Courage too. And then by 2022, a new challenger came onto the scene, that being Kick. Kick to this day is probably the biggest threat Twitch has gotten in terms of a company being made solely to compete against them. I think the difference between a YouTube and a Facebook, and we'll get into this a little bit later, is the fact that they're trying to integrate streaming within their app, but Kick was a live streaming app made by and founded by former Twitch streamers. And then Rumble is another platform that came in as a competitor, but they catered more so towards conservative live streamers and content creators. And with the combination of Kick and Rumble coming into the scene, this was the second wave of a lot of Twitch streamers leaving the platform. XQC went to Kick, Bruce went to Kick, Rage went to Kick, Adin Ross obviously went to Kick, Trainwrecks. Sneeko actually went from YouTube to Rumble, but still, that's another streamer that didn't choose Twitch for X or Y reason. I don't know if y'all even remember this, but I think it was last year, it may have ended like early this year. Kai and Speed used to stream on Rumble, like I think for once a month, they were obligated to do one Rumble stream, and those streams were kind of crazy. They honestly feel like a fever dream every time I see clips from them, because like Kai and Speed streaming on Rumble, like what the fuck is going on here? But yet throughout all of this, it is honestly so crazy to me that by late 2024, everyone looks like they're about to crawl back to Twitch. So now let's get into why. So let's start off with Kick. This is a platform that I've already talked about in the past on this channel, but I think the reason why Kick, they haven't failed yet technically, but they're looking like they're headed in the wrong direction, is the fact that they tried to make a Twitch clone, an app that's supposed to be better than Twitch, and it just did not become that. This has not became a place for streamers in general to grow. Their monetization model sucks ass. They never added any new features to the streaming game. They are still trying to keep up with the things that Twitch offers and are failing to do so. They don't have a sustainable monetization model outside of the big contracts. And while you can still get away with more on Kick than Twitch, at the end of the day, one of their biggest appeals was the fact that, again, you can say whatever the fuck you wanted on this platform and not get reprimanded for it and all these different things. But in late 2024, hey, they're a little bit stricter. And I don't blame them for it, to be honest with you, but nevertheless, your selling point is gone. People have been begging for channel points that have been yet to add that. People have been begging for a TV app and they just launched that like this week. Kick sought out to be Twitch but better and it became Twitch but worse. And then if that's the case, I might as well just stream on Twitch or even on YouTube where there's more viewership because it's not a new platform, it's more proven and all of these different things.
Who is working at Kick that thinks by making Hasanabi 2.0 they're going to be successful? Who the fuck is thinking that? Like, anybody can see that that is the dumbest business model of all time. The website already exists and it's a better version. It's backed by Amazon. They have more streamers. Why would they need to make Kick Twitch when Twitch exists? Kick is Kick for a reason. Stick to what you know.
Let alone the stigma that comes with being a Kick streamer, right? Like, it's insane. Now let's talk about YouTube and Facebook, because these are two platforms that are still definitely going strong in 2024, but I think within the live streaming space, they didn't become this ultimate home for live streamers that I think they initially sought out to be. These are two main platforms that want all the attention on them and honestly want a monopoly on social media and content, and, you know, capturing the live streaming space was their attempt at that, but I think in late 2024, they just cooled off. They backed off. They're not expending as much resources on the live streaming part of their apps, and I think that's ultimately why they failed. YouTube and Facebook, and honestly, I'm a key in on YouTube because that's the platform I'm definitely more familiar with. They just haven't really cared about live streaming over the last 2 to 3 years. They haven't really added any features. They've cooled down on signing YouTube streamers. Even within their branding, they've never really pushed for, yo, this is where you should live stream for real. And similar to Kick, there's still a lot of features that YouTube can add, and it's just taken them forever. It took them a while to implement gifted subs. Like, that's kind of crazy. And in terms of finding new live streamers, just finding live streamers in general on YouTube, it is ass. I think the biggest draw with YouTube is how your live stream can be discovered on the homepage, but if you just wanted to look for new live streamers, there is no, well, there is, but it's very, very hard to find. But there is no easy access browse or search page that just shows you all the poppin' live streams on the platform. They added the ability to raid, but that took them years to do, and then also, like, their implementation of it is just ass, and it's not as easy as just dash raid whoever you want at the end of your stream. Like, it's complicated. I don't even want to explain to you how it works. And Ludwig even talked about this. It just felt as if YouTube's focus went from growing their live streaming branch to 1, competing with Shorts, and 2, competing with Netflix. I think Shorts have been a hit for YouTube for so many different reasons. And also, this year was a really big year for YouTube in terms of their viewership growing on TV. Yes, TV. There's dedicated videos out there talking about how, like, YouTube is competing with Netflix and Disney Plus at this point. Like, there's an argument to be made that YouTube isn't even a social media platform anymore. Like, it's just a content hub.
Netflix is done.
They're not done.
Done.
What are you talking
Done.
about?
Netflix pays $100 million to Aaron Sorkin or whoever to make a TV show, right? That distracts you for 2 hours.
Right.
YouTube pays $0 million to Joe Rogan and Jamie to make a podcast that distracts you for 2 hours every day. Netflix cannot compete. People aren't watching it. You know what they're
A
watching?
lot of people are watching that.
They're watching Friends, bro.
No.
They're watching Friends. Dude, there's a reason they paid
Friends is terrible.
Bro, it doesn't matter if it's terrible. 2 most viewed shows on Netflix right now, Netflix doesn't own. Netflix isn't even trying to make money anymore. They're getting bought out. $10 billion in debt. There's no way they can make money.
And Facebook went into a similar route with YouTube where they were just like, all right, let's cool off on the live streaming stuff and let's try to implement Reels into Facebook and, you know, that whole thing. But one thing I don't want to get lost in this video is that I think Twitch didn't just succeed because everyone else failed. Twitch actually did some really good things over the last couple of years. Number one, they got a new CEO in Dan Clancy that I feel like is way more popular with the people. He's at a lot of these streamer events. He talks to content creators. He's just a better CEO than the last CEO, in my opinion, at least from a front-facing perspective. There's still criticism of how he handles things behind the scenes, but from a front-facing perspective, he's definitely help the company in that regard. They've also made some changes to their TOS that have been pretty popular with live streamers, and I think the biggest one was allowing multi-streaming. I don't know if y'all even remember this, but for the longest time, multi-streaming was just not allowed on Twitch as long as you were an affiliate and up. I also think they've developed the most scalable and sustainable monetization model for live streamers. There's so many different ways to make money on Twitch, and it's all like integrated within the app very well. And speaking to that, I think Twitch has just honestly kept their head down and kept on focusing on making the best live streaming experience out of any other website, and that's why a lot of live streamers still choose to stream on Twitch. At the end of the day, Twitch is the best and the biggest platform for live streamers, both from a creator perspective and from a viewer perspective. I think the best analogy I can think of for this is like, Twitch is like what TikTok is for vertical videos. That's what Twitch is for live streaming. A lot of these different platforms have tried to integrate a TikTok-like experience within their app and have had success in doing so. And to be fair, live streaming is still prominent on YouTube. They're just not the home for live streamers, you know what I'm saying? The same way they're not the home for short-form content creators, at least in my head. Like, Keith Lee doesn't become who he is if he blew up on YouTube Shorts, at least in my opinion. All these different apps have tried to integrate live streaming into their platform, but they're still not the platform for live streaming. For a lot of these other platforms, live streaming is either just kind of tucked away in the corner or just like integrated to their whole feed. But when you go on Twitch, every piece of content that you see is about live streaming. You've heard it from a lot of people that are coming back to Twitch. Twitch just feels like home for them. This is the place where they built their platform. This is where their viewers are most comfortable. And this is because, to the credit of Twitch, they've done a really good job of giving the best experience, at least that's out right now. Now again, Twitch definitely isn't perfect and there's still sustainability issues and concerns with Twitch moving forward. But until further notice, Twitch is on top, I ain't gonna lie, and I was a really big doubter of Twitch not too long ago, so this is not just coming from a lifelong Twitch dick rider. But with that being said, let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I'm out of here. Peace.